In this edition of Ebeforei Video Reviews, we take a look at Beast Hunters, Predacons Rising, Cindersaur, and Smokescreen. Hit the music.
Hey there, welcome back to Ebeforei Video Reviews. Today we're taking a look at the Transformers in the US Target exclusive, Beast Hunters, Predacons Rising, Cindersaur, and Smokescreen. Not just any Smokescreen, this is Smokescreen in Generation 1 colors. Some quick back history when Smokescreen was first released as one of the Nissan repaints. But I believe Prowl was first, then Blue Streak, then Smokescreen. I may be wrong about that, but this is the exact color scheme that Smokescreen was painted in. So it is incredible that we have a G1 repaint just completely accurate to the original toy in a Cyberverse figure. So very, very cool. Now we also have Cindersaur, who is a Predacon, and we'll get into both of these figures here in just a moment. Before we do that, let's take a quick look at the box. Now, in other countries, this is exclusive at other retail outlets as well. In the United States and perhaps Canada and France, I don't know, but it's available only at Target here. At the top, you have this very kind of creepy Predaking that looks like he's just stalking you. Very odd. Ages 5+. I don't really know that that's the case because these should be very simple to transform. But if you're under 3 and your parents give this to you, your parents are not very responsible because you're going to put that in your mouth. I know you are. I know you are. On the left side of the box, we've got the data for Cindersaur. His strength is a 9. His intelligence is a 1? Duh. His speed is a 3. His endurance is a 10. Rank is a 2. Courage is a 10. Of course, because he's stupid. Fire Blast is a 10, and his skill is a 5. On Smokescreen, his strength is a 5. Intelligence an 8. Speed is an 8. Endurance is a 6. Rank a 7. Courage a 9, Fire Blast a 7, and Skill is an 8. On the bottom of the box, there's no way I'm going to read that to you now. On the back of the box, you've got some highly photoshopped pictures of Cindersaur, Smokescreen, and a whole lot of warnings. You also have the IDW barcode and the Facebook for Transformers.com and YouTube. By the way, for anybody wondering, this was made in Vietnam, so now you know. That's my review of the box. Very, very cool looking. Box looks great, but let's get it open and see if this is worth your time and money when you happen to find him only at your exclusivité Target. Le Target. Alright, so there's Smokescreen out of the box, and man is he small! Alright, let's put the camera up a bit closer. Alright, so here's Smokescreen out of the box, and he's a cool little figure. I like the way this guy looks. His transformation's actually pretty involved for a little Cyberverse figure. My only real complaint with him is he has no articulation. Let's take a closer look. He's got a lot of nice paint. I mean, look at the paint on his face. He's got that silver in there. No light piping, obviously, but he has the yellow paint in the eyes. So that all looks real good together. True to his G1 colors, he's got the number 38 stickers on the side, Autobot symbol on the front, and the red and blue stripes. On the side, he's got some panels from his vehicle mode, but it's fine. His knees, he's got silver there, and white streaks that show over on the car mode. On the back of them, the red and the silver. All of this you'll see more in the car mode. Unpainted back behind the door panels. But overall, this version of Smokescreen looks really nice. Now, I talked about articulation. Again, keep in mind, this is a Cyberverse figure, so I'm not complaining. But you don't get any movement on the head. You do have arm articulation, but no elbow, no fist. The real killer on this mold is there's no knee bend. So he's kind of stiff there. His feet do move due to transformation, so there's not going to be a whole lot of posing that you can do with this guy. But, again, Cyberverse figure. I love the colors, so well done. Let's go ahead and get him transformed. Now, the instructions actually show this saw blade for Smokescreen and this crossbow for the Predacon. I kind of like to reverse them, so I'll be doing that here in the review, but it's your toy. You can do what you want to. You can stick this in his hand just like that, and, you can shoot it that way. You can also hold it more like a crossbow itself, so it fits in that way as well. It looks kind of neat. You can get a little bit of posing. You just can't bend his knees. That bothers me. Obviously, there's no waist articulation either, so there's not going to be a whole lot that you can do to pose this guy up. But if you just like the way this guy looks, or you collect Cyberverse figures, then no problems there. All right, we'll walk through transformation real quick. Basically, what you want to do is you want to lift the arms up just like that. Then you want to take this whole thing, and it kind of pegs into the wheel well. You just want to unpeg it and lift it up over just like that. Do the same thing on the other side. And you can kind of start to close the doors just like that. You can take these front panels right there and kind of tilt them back down like that. Rinse and repeat on the other side, and you have basically the front of the car. Want to come around to the back. You want to lift this part straight up just like that. Flip it back around. You're going to go ahead and close the door panels. Then you're going to take his feet and you're going to just squeeze them together like that. You're going to pull these down. You're going to bend this whole waist section up like that so it all kind of collapses in on itself. You're then going to turn these top panels a little bit more so they're no longer on the side, but they're actually on top. From this point, you basically just want to get everything snapped into place. And there you have a very Generation 1 accurate Smokescreen. Let's take a look at the paint applications on him as a vehicle. Again, this thing is full of paint, especially for a Cyberverse figure. You got the red paint real shiny all over it. Silver all around those front windows. A little bit of silver in the back, which is a nice touch. The 38 that we mentioned, no color in the wheel wells. Spoiler is red. You've got white trim all up along the top into the back. No paint in the rear of the vehicle, but again, this is a Cyberverse figure, and I'm telling you, this has more paint than his deluxe counterpart. Well done, Hasbro. You can put the crossbow on top, just like that. He also has two little ports on the sides. All in all, a neat little car, and I love his Generation 1 colors. Let's get on to Cindersaur. All right, here's Predacons Cindersaur, and he's kind of cool. He kind of has a T-Rex vibe to him. Got his little bitty tiny arms in his hands. I'm actually doing that with my own arms right now as I'm talking, and I just look so ridiculous. Anyway, I'm not on camera. So yeah, he's kind of a T-Rex looking guy. He's got kind of a mean, gnarly face. Again, Cyberverse, there's no jaw articulation, although it kind of looks like there would be, but there's not. He has his little bitty dinosaur hands. He wants to walk like an Egyptian. No offense to Egyptians. I'm talking about the song from the Bangles in 1980-something. Man, I'm dating myself. That would be hot. Anyway, so his legs, no real articulation in the legs. Outside of this ball joint right here, his head is literally, he's discovered the family jewels. He's got this little tail, and that's kind of cool. So overall, not bad. There are some flaws, but again, I have realistic expectations here. On the back, he's all kind of hollow in there, albeit you've got kind of a spine-looking thing, which is neat. His face actually comes together in two different pieces. In my figure, it doesn't want to stay together very well. I mean, yours may be different, but on mine, head-on, looks kind of goofy. The paint on this guy is really good. He's got the purple on top, yellow paint there, green in the eyes, purple plastic on the arms, yellow paint down here on the down here, purple legs, and overall, kind of a neat purple, gray, and yellow color palette. Let's get Cindersaur transformed into his robot mode. So the first thing you want to do is you want to grab his back, just kind of pop it out, and bring it down just like that. Then you want to come up in here and just basically flip this part down, and what you're going to do is you're going to build his robot part by taking his head, slowly flipping it down, and as you can see, this part comes off real easy. Just make sure it snaps into place. Then you're going to bring this whole back panel up. You're just going to flip it up on top of itself just like that. You're going to take the beast head, you're going to open it up flat just like that, and then you're going to rotate it, all right? Because that part right there, the purple piece, is actually his foot. You're going to fold that flat. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just bend it in like that, rotate until you have his feet exposed, and from that point, you're ready to stand him up, pose him up, and here you have Cindersaur in his robot mode. Let's take a closer look. The head on this guy looks great. Almost has a cat-like look to him, at least from my angle. Kind of a cat and a lizard kind of combined into one. Very, very neat red eyes. Love the Predacon symbol on him. Very nice looking yellow paint. His arms are just purple, but they look like arms, so no complaints there. Legs look okay. You got a lot of kibble on the sides, but it is what it is. I like the fact that this guy looks fairly involved for a Cyberverse figure, and he forms a pretty decent looking robot. This is a figure that I would love to get in deluxe form. I mean, I think a deluxe version of this guy would be fantastic. As is, he's kind of short and squat. We'll compare him to Smokescreen in just a minute. As far as articulation goes, again, you kind of know what you're getting. There's no head articulation. There's a ball joint for the arm, but there's no elbow or wrist articulation. There's no waist articulation. Does have ball joints in his legs, and his feet just move up and down due to transformation. But overall, he's a tiny little guy, but he's very fun. Colors look great. I love the way he looks in robot mode, so yeah. Way to go, Hasbro on Cindersaur. For size comparison, you can see just how much Smokescreen towers above Cindersaur. Now, one neat thing about these two weapons is that they do actually combine in a few different ways if you choose to do so. You'll notice that there's a hole in front of the saw blade deal, and you can put the crossbow right into it like that. Just tilt that upside down, and you've got a pretty neat looking weapon like that. You can also turn the saw blade and have it face down, and have a weapon just like that. You can also put the crossbow in the back, and have a very cool thing like that. So, I mean, there's a number of possibilities that you can do with this thing. I mean, there's really no end to what you can do here. Quite a bit of combinations that you can come up with using these two weapons together. So anyway, that's my review of the Generation 1 colored Smokescreen and Cindersaur, part of the Predacons Rising dual pack, exclusive at Target in the United States and other retail outlets abroad. Thank you so much for watching Ebeforei Video Reviews. I really appreciate your support. It means absolutely everything to me. I have a slew of things to review for you, all coming up in the coming days and weeks and so forth. If you like my reviews, if you like this style, or quite frankly, if you just want to hear my voice, you could stalk me and come over, or you can subscribe to my channel, and you can do that just by visiting youtube.com/ebeforeinet. If you want to talk to me through Facebook, you can. I'm at facebook.com/ebeforei. And if you want to use Twitter, you can use that and also tweet me at E_before_I. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you back here again real soon.